If you are the kind of woman who's always been the strong one, the one that everyone relies on, that get things done, that almost never asks for help, you probably don't even realize it, but you have strong girl syndrome, and secretly you are exhausted, tired, and maybe even a little bit numb. I am Isadora, and I lived most of my life suffering from strong girl syndrome. And the things I wondered was, why do I always feel I have to carry everything alone? Why can I not rest, even when everything is fine? Why all my relationships feels like a threat? What is wrong with me? Everything is good. I have everything I wanted, but something is still missing. If you have these questions, the same kind of questions I used to have, this video is for you. Because what if I told you the way you learned to survive is not the way you're meant to live? What if your masculine energy, it's not the problem, but the imbalance of it is? Today, we're talking about why you and so many powerful women ended up with the strong girl syndrome and what happens when you break the cycle. So many high achieving, emotionally guarded, hyper independent women share similar childhood blueprints. These roots are very deep and they didn't start with you. Let's break down the 4 core imprints that shaped the woman with strong girl syndrome. I'm gonna put my glasses and I'm gonna open my computer because we're gonna go deep and I'm gonna be very precise with what I'm gonna tell you here. So the first pattern is parentification. You had to grow up too fast. Maybe it was emotional, being your mom's therapist or mediator. Maybe it was physical, cooking, cleaning, helping raising siblings. Maybe it was financial, getting a job at a young age or worrying about money. You're the responsible one, so you learned my needs comes last. This is where hyper independence is born. Masculine traits like self-sufficiency, leadership, and control were developed for survival, but they came at the cost of feminine traits like vulnerability. By being cared for, you became the caretaker but never got to be cared for. Number 2, unpredictable attachment, unsafe emotion. You may have grown up in a household where love was conditional or inconsistent. One day warm, the next day cold, 1 minute close, the next withdrawn. Maybe emotions weren't allowed at all. You cried and got pushed or ignored or told to be strong. So you learned emotions are unsafe. I need to stay in control. So you armored up. You led with logic. You disassociated from your emotional body. You became high functional, but emotionally unreachable. And even now, as an adult, you may still flinch at vulnerability because you never got to practice being safe inside it. It's tough, guys. Number 3, lack of healthy masculine model. That's familiar for me. Maybe your father was absent, weak, or critical, or he cheated on your mom. Maybe your mother carried all and made sure you knew that men wouldn't be trusted. So you became your own protector, your own provider, your own safe space. And while that served you, it also trained you to lead with masculine energy by default. You learned, I want safety, I have to create it myself. And you have been doing that ever since. Ooh, that hits deep. Number 4, achievement as a survival. You're praised when you performed. When you achieved, got grades, did the thing, so you learned doing equal love. Rest equal weakness. Productivity equal value. You became the overachiever, the perfectionist, the woman who handled it all. But underneath it, you may not even know who you are. You don't even know who you are when you're not performing. These imprints created survival identity. She's capable, she's respected, she's smart, she's successful, but she's also tired. She's lonely, craving a kind of safety that success cannot buy. Let's talk about how these childhood imprints show up in your adult lives, especially in women who are doing well, are achieving and winning. Here are the patterns I see over and over again. Hyper independence, I got it energy. Fear of being a burden to anyone. Belief that vulnerability is equal weakness. Constant need to be in control of time, of emotions, of outcome. Overgiving in relationships. Attraction to emotionally unavailable or chaotic men. Anxiety masked as ambition. That was me. Resentment towards others for not helping, but deep resistance to being helped. It's a loop. It's a completely loop. You crave support, but when someone offers it, you push it away. Because letting someone in feels more dangerous than being alone. This is strong girl syndrome, and it's not your fault. It was your nervous system doing its job, keeping you safe. But just because something is familiar doesn't mean it's your truth. Let's talk about this way of living, what it really costs you. So, you can start with emotional shutdown in intimate relationships, difficulty receiving love, help, or care, chronic anxiety, insomnia, digestive issues, burnout from constant doing, feeling stuck, numb, or uninspired, success that looks good but feels empty. You may look like you have it all together on the outside, but inside, your body is screaming for softness, for rest, for surrender, for just feeling. This isn't just emotional, this is biological. Your nervous system wasn't built to run on cortisol or hypervigilance. You're meant to be held, to rest, to create from overflow, not depletion. What happens when you break free of strong girl syndrome? When you begin to soften. So you learn to regulate your nervous system. You feel emotions without fearing them. You don't fear the emotions anymore. You stop overperforming and start feeling worthy in just being. You reconnect with your body, your pleasure, your intuition. You stop chasing men who drain you. You become magnetic to grounded, present masculine energy. You don't become weak, you become whole. You don't stop achieving, if that's your fear, but you learn to create from flow, not force. Your feminine doesn't replace your masculine. She softens and balances it. She brings back you home to yourself. If you have been living in survival mode your whole life, if being the strong one became your whole identity, if secretly you don't even know what it feels like to be held, like really held, without guilt, tension, without needing to prove anything, that's strong girl syndrome. It's the pattern that says don't need too much, don't feel too much, don't depend on anyone, they will only disappoint you. Maybe that kept you safe, but now it's keeping you stuck. And I promise you, because I have been there, this is keeping you lonely, it's keeping you out of the love, the rest, the connection you're actually craving in your life. You don't have to abandon your strength, but girl, stop performing power. It's time just to protect yourself. It's time to remember you are allowed to need. You are allowed to receive. You are allowed to soften and still be powerful. Strong girl syndrome doesn't get to run your life anymore. And if this video spoke to you, Share this with a woman who is carrying too much for way too long. And if you're ready to finally release the armor, subscribe this channel. It's for you. You will get the answers here. Let's heal together. I have been through hell, so you don't have to.